Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be doing a messages from your person reading. So we're going to see whatever it is that they have to say to you, and then we will pull a couple of oracle cards in order to see what the current energy of the connection is. With that said, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. We have pile 1 with the green aventurine, pile 2 with red jasper, and pile 3 with amethyst. Hello, pile 1, my green aventurine pile. Let's take a look at what your person has to say to you. Okay, what have they been wanting to say to you? Let's get some messages from your person out here. See, pile 1, nothing's dry. Okay, here we go. We have, I just have something to do right now. Please try and understand. Okay, we've got 2, one of them falling to the floor, of course. I've thought a lot about you. Seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. I will try to make sure everything is on camera and focused once we get more cards out here. And you've been in my dreams. Maybe this person has also been in your dreams, pile 1, so maybe that's a little bit of confirmation for you. Let's get some other messages out here. Oop, to the floor. We have, I will come back for you. I wish I had told you how much you really meant to me. I miss the feel of you next to me. You are irreplaceable. And I know I made a huge mistake. With that said, I will pull a couple of messages from the deck that I made myself, and then we will get into the oracle cards. But with that said, I would say when it comes to you and this person, there's definitely some type of history between you both. I mean, overall, it just seems like this person is apologetic. Maybe for some of us, or even most of us, we are low or no contact when it comes to this person. But it just seems as though there is some history between you both. This person feels like they've made a mistake. They feel damaged. They're clearly upset or regretful about what they've done or maybe haven't done in regard to this connection, because seeing you reminds them of the things they know deep down, and it's not easy for them to deal with. Okay, they obviously have you on their mind a lot. They miss you. They miss you a lot. They wish, and I feel like for this pile too, maybe one of the most important cards is, I wish I had told you how much you really meant to me. Because to me, it seems like a lot of the time, or quite often, this person did have something else to do right now. Not only is that true for the moment, but it's also maybe true for the connection. And there were times where you felt like this person was not prioritizing you in regard to the connection that you share with them. Let's get 2 or 3 more messages cards out here. Okay, we have, I've never been so sure of anything in my life. I love you. Oh. We have, you are the love of my life. Oh my goodness. Like 3 too many cards flipped out, so I put them back onto the bottom, and then they retaliated and all fell to the floor in an even bigger pile. So let's try this again. My pile 1s. One last message from your person. Okay, I do feel bad about what happened between us, and I wish I had the courage to explain myself. Let me try to get these to fit. Okay, pretty pretty decently fit on there. We can't see every single word on this card, but I do feel bad about what happened between us, and I wish I had the courage to explain myself. So I would say that this person clearly has some unresolved feelings for you. I would say definitely a word that comes to mind is unfinished business. You know, like there's some unfinished business in regard to this connection. Whether the two of you have a history and this person made some mistakes, or whether the two of you, again, have a history and this person did not prioritize you or did not show up for you in the way that you would have wanted them to. It seems as though this person's regretful of their actions. It seems as though this person's stuck on you. And it seems as though this person, you know, does have a fair amount of love for you. We have Team Awesome. Healthy and open communication, spending time together, compatible, on the same page. We have Healing Heart. And we have Grass is Greener. I'm going to just try to pull all the cards out here as far as what the current energy is between the both of you. So the Healing Heart card reads healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction, and then Grass is Greener, passing up options, too quick to decide, take time to know them, and gratuity changes circumstances. We have the Cheater story, cheated on, now or in the past, trust issues triggered, heal past hurts, and change your future. We have self-indulgence, focus on self-worth, time to heal, and shadow work. And then we also have the Lightning card. Just going to, again, finagle these across the screen. Thank you for your patience, my pile ones. Okay, and the Lightning card reads, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So, pile one, when it comes to the current energy of the connection, I honestly kind of feel like I'm getting this vibe, and I'm not sure who this is going to resonate for. I feel like for some, like, even if it's just, I always say this in pretty much almost every reading that I do. I don't really care if this message only resonates or confirms it for one person. I'm still going to say it, because one thing that I'm picking up on here is that for some of us, this could be a connection where you and this person got closer to one another when one or both of you were fresh out of a relationship. Okay? And I'm getting that from the Team Awesome leading us into the Healing Heart. So maybe, again, for someone, confirmation-wise, you and this person began to get to know one another better, or began to get closer, or maybe even began to get more intimate, let's say, with one another around the same time that one or both of you had just previously left a relationship. And that's where we could have gotten cheated on, or that's what we were healing from when we first got with this person. Okay, I had to remove him, and then all the cards went awry, but I feel like it works better now because we can see everything. So I don't exactly remember exactly where I was or what I was getting into, but I believe I was saying that maybe for some of us, we were cheated on in the past, or maybe, like, again, and this is mainly for confirmation purposes, where some of us, maybe we had just been cheated on, maybe they had just been cheated on, and then we began to get closer to one another, and that's basically how the bond between the both of you formed. You know, and not exactly like a rebound situation, just kind of like maybe the two of you were there for one another. Maybe since, especially if it resonates that both of you had just gotten out of a relationship, maybe then both of you began to bond with one another over the, you know, subsequent heartbreak that both of you were trying to heal from and get over from, etc. So again, that's probably not going to resonate for everybody, but I definitely feel like it's confirmation for some people. Aside from that vibe, just in general, I feel like the Team Awesome card is going to represent that for the most part, you and this person did have a closer connection. I feel like you and this person, you know, did, again, confide in one another. I feel like the two of you spent time with one another. I feel like the two of you seemed like you were on the same page, maybe when it came to moving this connection forward. And I do feel as though the two of you are highly compatible with one another. However, I also feel like when we move forward to healing heartbreak and grass is greener, it's very possible that the mistakes that this person made were in regard to them, yet again, not prioritizing you or prioritizing the connection. You know, it does say pass up options, take time to get to know them. And in general, a lot of times I just look at grass is greener as a phrase that's indicative of basically a wandering eye. You know, like maybe this person didn't deepen the level of commitment when they should have. Maybe this person didn't move things forward with you when they should have. And part of that's because they, you know, weren't exactly, what's the word? It's like they weren't committing, if that makes sense. And then we move forward to the cheater story, and I feel like the cheater story could be an indication that this person was either seeing someone else or talking to other people, and maybe that's the reason why they did not commit to you. I feel like in general this person hurt you, even if it was more so along the lines of this person just not prioritizing you or prioritizing the connection. They might have had a lot of excuses. They might have really dropped the ball, and it showed a, let's say, lack of commitment in regard to this connection because they weren't putting in time, effort, and energy when they should have been. And I feel like right now the current energy is more so along the lines of like, we know that we're very compatible with this person and we still feel somewhat of an attraction toward them. For the most part, maybe not all of us, but for some of us. And I would say it definitely would resonate in the sense of, with the messages that came out here from your person to you, that this person's definitely still attracted to you and wanting to get back on the same page with you. But I feel like when we look at healing heart and grass is greener, there's a strong indication that shows that your person knows that they hurt you. Your person knows that they made a mistake. They wish that they had the courage to explain themselves, and they know that at this point in time, you're probably healing from whatever lack of commitment that they displayed in regard to this connection. And I feel like for the most part right now, both of you are self-indulging. You know, both of you are perhaps focusing on yourself and on self-worth. At least their perception of you is that you might be like their perception of you, maybe they still follow you on social media, whatever the case might be, but I feel like their perception of the situation is that you're not really seeing anyone else or you're not really talking to anyone else at this point in time. And I feel like when it comes to your person, they're perhaps also really just primarily focusing on themselves. And I feel like, again, their perception of the situation on your end is that they really hurt you, and you're perhaps at this point where you're just single, trying to heal, trying to move on from the situation. I honestly feel like the lightning card, the sudden change, the shocking news, has perhaps something to do with this person reaching out to you. Okay, which I don't usually, which I won't usually bring up, but I do feel like there's an indication there with that lightning card, especially if things have been low or no contact between the both of you. I do feel like the lightning card is indicative of this person reaching out to you. I also feel like in general, though, the epiphany and the transformation could have something to do with, first of all, personal transformation. It could have to deal with maybe, again, this person did really hurt you and you're healing your heart and you're focusing on yourself, etc. And we are growing and evolving through whatever heartbreak this person has caused. But I also feel like part of the epiphany that's taking place in the current energy is your person really recognizing and acknowledging, maybe not to you yet, but recognizing and acknowledging that what they, especially what they didn't do within this connection, is something that had the potential to hurt you a lot, and that it did hurt you a lot. So I feel like this person's looking back and they're recognizing basically what they have done wrong, and they are hoping for this chance to rectify it. They're hoping for this chance to come back to you and explain themselves, but I do feel like at this present moment in time, they don't exactly have the courage to explain themselves yet. So all in all, my pile ones, I hope that that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much, my pile ones, for joining me here today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile twos, my red jasper pile. Let's get into it. Let's see, what does your person want to say to you? Let's get some messages from your person out here. Okay, I'm not the same person you remember. We have, we will be together again. And then falling into my lap. If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. Oh, to the floor. Where'd he go? Under my foot. Okay, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. And I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. Okay, my pile twos. Now let's get some other messages out here. I feel a special bond with you that I've never felt before. You're the only person who truly gets me. I'm really bad at commitment. You are irreplaceable. And I keep comparing others to you. Okay, my pile twos. So far, I feel like it's honestly could go either way. So I probably won't be labeling this as a no contact reading. For some of us, of course, we always run the chance of being low or no contact with this person. For you guys, I feel like it could go either way. The strongest vibes, let's say, that I'm picking up on just from what we have here so far is that for some of us, this could be a friend. Especially with that, I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. And even though I'm really bad at commitment, it doesn't so much strike me as this person being someone that you have a romantic history with that hurt you or cheated on you or didn't commit to you. It more so feels like to me that this person either has commitment issues or like fear, more so I mean like a fear of commitment, where this person didn't really deepen the level of commitment or admit their true feelings for you, because commitment's something that makes them nervous. And a lot of times I see that type of message when this person might not feel settled or secure within their own life. So I would say that even like that, what it's reminding me of, especially with the I'm not the same person that you remember. It just feels like the two of you have a history, and more than likely a history of a friendship with one another. When it comes to that, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. I feel like that message comes through a lot when it is someone that's like an old friend to you. Just realized that's over there. I'll put that there. But it's a lot of times I see that message come through when it's like an old friend who, you know, there was a lot of chemistry, that you have a lot of what ifs about the connection. I feel like this person also has a lot of what ifs about the connection. And I feel like now they're sitting there in their life, more than likely single, let's say, and they're thinking about how they should have just taken the chance when they had the chance to do something about this connection. But they were so worried about not feeling settled or secure within their own life that they never took that chance. And now they're realizing, like, I should have done what I could have done in the past. You know, like if I would have done what I want to do back then, it would have either been much easier, or maybe even for some of us that are low contact with this person, maybe it's also in lines of it making more sense. Like I feel like I'll see this a lot when it's someone that we knew from high school or from college, and now it's like 5 years past college, the both of y'all are still single. This person's always had feelings for you. You've always had feelings for them. And more than likely, we do keep in somewhat of contact with this person. But there's just a lot of what ifs. And I feel like a lot of times, too, we'll see that, like, even when the two of you were close friends with one another, or maybe the two of you are still close friends with one another right now, and you've probably had people say or say to you or say to them, like, why aren't the two of you just dating already? You know, that's what this connection feels like to me. So all in all, I hope that that's some confirmation for some people who are listening to this. It doesn't all have to resonate with you, but I'm hoping that it is some confirmation for some of us. We have, I want to be with you and only with you. I think about you all the time. And lastly, you are in my dreams. Kind of want to try to get one more card from this deck. I regret not making a move sooner, and I'm happy I did. So overall, I again feel like this person has had maybe many an opportunity to take a chance on this connection and they haven't. Okay, and I feel like that's why they are, and honestly too, even that I don't know if I can meet your expectations, it brings me to something like insecurities. Maybe this person is rather insecure with themselves, and that's part of the reason why in the past or even right now they've never really made a move in regard to this connection, despite the feelings that they have for you. And I feel like you too have always harbored some romantic feelings for them, because that special bond between the both of you, I feel like it's not only there because of the deeper emotional bond that the two of you have, but I also feel like there's strong chemistry within this connection. Okay, we have photograph, looking at your pictures, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. So again, I'm going to be stuck on the vibe of the two of you being friends or old friends, especially now that we have that photograph card jumping out. And then we have sunglasses. I don't usually take the rest of this card, but we have watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, and focusing out. I would say that the watching and the looking has a lot to do with them looking at your photographs. I would say that the watching and looking has a lot to do with them looking at you or keeping up with you via social media, especially, let's say, if you guys are old friends from high school or college and you're not exactly in the same spot anymore. Whatever the case might be, this just very much so feels to me like an old friend. This person misses you a lot. This person's always had feelings for you. I feel like you yourself have always had feelings for them. There's always been this what if or why haven't we tried it yet? And maybe at times both of you were too nervous to make a move. And now, especially when it comes to your person's perspective, they're regretful of not making that move. They're regretful of not making different choices, of not being more honest with you about how they feel about you. And another thing that I like to take from the sunglasses card is that focusing out message that it ends on. And it's funny because this came up a couple weeks ago too with the same card where it's like, again, they were focusing outward. They weren't focusing inward, and they weren't focusing on the connection and the way that they felt about you. They were perhaps more so focused on, and maybe right now in present day, are more so focused on feeling settled, stable, and secure within their own life. They might still feel like they don't have what they need in order to be able to provide for you or in order to be able to be a stable partner. So I hope that that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. My pile twos, let's get one last perfect card to jump out, unsaid. Showing I love you or I like you without physically saying it, didn't say it yet. And I feel like, again, what that could be implying is that even still to this day, you and this person have not exactly expressed your feelings for one another yet. Okay, so I hope, again, that makes sense. My pile twos. Especially since that's the vibe, and it's kind of remained the vibe throughout this whole reading. Okay, we have core values. Seek partners whose core values align with your own. Meet your tribe at places of interest to you. Okay, and I feel like that core values card is basically highlighting that you and this person do have a lot of compatibility. And compatibility, oh my goodness, I can't talk. Compatibility as far as what actually matters, as far as core values, life goals. The two of you share a lot of those same values as the other person. My goodness. Okay, we have Hand of Cards, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. And that's going to lead me to say, especially with that first message on the card being take a chance, that maybe for a small minority of us, this person's finally going to be taking their chance. But I also feel like for right now, even in this present moment, this person's still looking at this as a risk, and they're looking at it as a risk due to they don't want to risk the friendship between the both of you. I feel like for many of us, we have had this person in our life for a significant amount of time. And even if it's only been, let's say, like a year or a couple months or 2 years, whatever the case might be, my pile twos, there's still such a strong, special bond between the both of you that your person fears losing that if you're not interested in them as well. And that not showing hand on the hand of cards as well leads me to believe that for most of us, or the majority of us, our person's not coming through and finally taking their chance. This person's still feeling a bit insecure. They're still not showing their hand. And if anything, they're just feeling very regretful of not making a move, or making a romantic move, let's say, within this connection sooner. Because right now I feel like they almost feel like the friendship is at a point where it's too important to them to, like, you are too important to them to lose you all together. I hope that that makes sense. Okay. And we have healthy choices. Making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. And I do feel like that is very optimistic just in general. Making healthy choices in love and in life, I feel like, is perhaps something that both of you have on the mind. Maybe you yourself have been spending time focusing on self-love and self-care. And I feel like even when it comes to your person, they're trying to get themselves out of this almost, let's say, like, defeatist mindset where if they do say something, then they're going to risk everything. They're trying to get themselves out of their insecurities. Even though they are regretful of not making a move sooner, I do feel like they are getting to this point where they can't/don't want to hold back on their feelings any longer. So I do feel like the making healthy choices in love and in life bodes well when it comes to your person, because it shows me that they're trying to build up their confidence in order to express themselves to you. Okay, so all in all, my pile twos, I do hope that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, pile 3, my amethyst pile. Let's take a look at what your person wants to say to you. Okay, let's see, my pile 3s. What messages does your person have for you today? We have falling straight to the floor. Jesus, okay. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. We have, I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. Oh, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix them. I feel safer in the silence. And I've never forgotten about you, even though you think I have. So I'm going to call it my pile 3s. I would say that you guys are definitely the one pile today that is probably low or absolutely no contact with your person, just based on that first deck and what has jumped out. I'm trying to take responsibilities for my actions. Right now, please know this. You are irreplaceable. That card has jumped out for all 3 piles. I'm trying to do the honorable thing. I wish I had told you how much you really meant to me. Okay, we have, I'm sorry I held myself back with you. And we have, I know I made a huge mistake falling to the floor. Hopefully I can fit all of these on the camera. But I would say that we are low or no contact with our person, my pile 3s. I would say that this person clearly did something within this connection that caused for it to, I guess a nice way to put it is to get derailed. This person knows that they screwed up. I feel like, too, there's a couple of different cards here that highlight that this person's trying to take accountability for what they have done. You know, they know that they screwed up, but they don't know how to fix it. Even that, I know that you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. It's like, for me, I'm almost reading it as like, I know you're right, or like, I know I know I screwed up here. But I'm the one that needs to begin to rectify it. I'm trying to take responsibility for my actions right now. Please know this. Okay, I know I made a huge mistake. It just feels like to me that this person knows how much they hurt you. And I feel like for some of us, I always say this, like for some of us, when it comes up that there could be a lack of commitment, it could be that this person was cheating. Of course, it could be that this person lacked commitment in the sense of time, effort, and energy, that they weren't prioritizing you. Maybe they were prioritizing other people or other things in their life and then really had no time or energy left to give to you. Maybe this person didn't say what they should have said when they should have said it, and now they want to be authentic. Now they're recognizing that they're not getting this connection back, or that they're never going to find another connection like it again. So you are irreplaceable to them. Let's get, even that I'm sorry I held myself back with you just reminds me of this person lacking in commitment in the form of time, effort, and energy. And obviously you would know best to take what resonates and leave the rest, because for some of us, again, it seems like this person really screwed up or really made a big mistake, which could obviously highlight something like cheating. But for those of us where we know that this person didn't cheat on us, or maybe we weren't even in a relationship yet for this person to cheat on us, it feels like this person held themselves back. You know, like it feels like this person did not express themselves when they should have. It feels like this person did not move the connection forward when they should have, and that this was something that caused for the relationship or for the connection between you both to break down. So now let's get a few more cards out here. My pile threes from a card, or from a deck rather, that I wrote up a couple of years ago. Oh, okay. We have I fear emotional intimacy, which I feel like, again, kind of goes in line with that I'm sorry I held myself back with you. Like they, in some way, shape, or form, this person wasn't giving you what you needed in order to feel secure, maybe even in order to feel like this was moving forward. Okay, we have I don't always feel comfortable sharing my feelings, so please know that I do love you. Oh, too many cards. And we have, I'm planning out my next move. So I would say the next move in regard to a connection such as this, especially with that I feel safer in the silence, would be an indication that this person's next move is to try to reestablish communication with you. I would say that that would have to come first and foremost, since for the most part right now, we might not be in communication with this person. So I hope that that makes sense. I would also say that what this person would want to communicate with you about is at least, or at the very least, to say, I'm sorry. Because there is a lot here that indicates that this person's acknowledging that they are regretful of the way that they acted within this connection, or they're regretful of what they didn't do in regard to this connection, especially in the sense of them telling you how they, felt about you. First card to jump out, it's a little bitten up by my puppy, but we have physical intimacy. The topic is up for discussion. Choose healthy, balanced relationships, doing it for the right reasons. And I feel like what that is maybe confirmation for some of us, or maybe even most of us, that this connection did become physically intimate with one another. And again, we thought that this connection was moving onward and upwards. And then this person didn't do anything. Like this person, for some of us, they could have ghosted us. For some of us, we might have, let's say, been intimate with this person, thinking that the connection, maybe we went on a few dates with this person, we were physically intimate with them, we thought that the connection was going to deepen in its level of commitment, and it didn't. Maybe this is somebody that we were friends with benefits with, who we and they started to develop feelings for one another. But they never openly expressed those feelings, and we decided to cut our losses and move on from it. And this person's recognizing that they made a mistake by not committing to you. They made a mistake by not telling you how it is that they feel about you. Okay, we have playing the field, which again, still meeting or dating other people, seeing each other, being a player, games being played. And again, I honestly do feel like when it comes to this pile, that this person was a game player, that this person played games. And I almost feel like too, not to, I again don't know if this will resonate with you, but it's something that I just heard, which was, and we lost a card to the floor, and that card is photograph. But the thing that I'm like getting from this too is like this person was playing games with you, or playing games when it came to this connection, really not expecting you to maybe so quickly give up on them. You know, like for some of us, we could have like recognized maybe we've been played before. We recognize what this person's game was. We had our fun. We got maybe what we wanted to from the connection. And then we moved on. And this person is almost like, for me, that, and again, that could be maybe some confirmation for some of us in some way, shape, or form. But for me, it's coming through as like this person didn't expect you to move on from them so quickly, or this person didn't expect you to be like, whatever, goodbye. You know, like, you're not giving me what I want in regard to emotional intimacy. You're not giving me what I want in regard to sharing how you feel about me. And you moved on from the situation. And I feel like for some of them, they are a little, like they are, or they were at the time, a little shocked by how quickly you gave up on the connection. So again, not sure how that makes sense, but that's something that I'm picking up on. But they also, I feel like that makes sense. Like at the time, they were shocked at how quickly you gave up on the connection. But now reflecting upon it, looking back on it, they're trying to take accountability. They're recognizing how they screwed up. They know that they're not comfortable expressing themselves. They know that they didn't fully, truly express themselves to you in the past. And that's why maybe they are taking accountability now. It's almost like this person's grown up. You know, they've grown up a little bit, maybe not a lot, but they've grown up a little bit, and they're recognizing the ways in which they did you wrong. The photograph card, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. I feel like that's a strong indication that this person has you on their mind. I feel like that's a strong indication that this person's been like looking you up on social media, trying to see what you're up to. And then we have the girl talk card, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And I feel like that honestly goes back to what I was just saying. Like this person sees, I feel like in the moment this person saw you move on. And even right now, this person knows or feels that you are completely moved on from this situation. And I feel like for many of us, we are. Again, it's kind of like, especially with the physical intimacy starting us out. We got what we wanted to, let's say, from this connection. We had our fun. We thought it could be something more. This person wasn't giving that to us, and we moved on. And I feel like now, again, this person in the moment was kind of shocked at how quickly you gave up because you weren't willing to be a part of whatever games they were trying to play. And I feel like now this person is looking you up on social media and sees that you've moved on. But I also feel like for some of us that are listening to this person might also know that you're single right now, which could also explain why they are planning out their next move. Okay, so all in all, I hope that this makes sense. Okay, we have sleep on it. And sleep on it. Think before you speak, get rest, don't sabotage, call it a day, need a break, sleep deprived. Okay, and I feel like this has been a break. I feel like the two of you have been in separation. And I feel like right now, even with what I just went back to, that I'm planning out my next move, I feel like this person's definitely trying to think before they speak because they know that they've screwed up. They're sorry about what they've done. They want to take accountability for it, but they also don't want to come off as shady as they might have in the past. So I, again, hope that that makes sense. But as part of the current energy, it seems like this person's trying to think about and plan out what it is that they want to do or say before doing so. Like this doesn't really feel like what you do in 3 a.m. type of text to me. This feels like if this person reaches back out to you, it's going to be something more heartfelt. But I also feel like it's going to take them a while to devise whatever that heartfelt message might be. But I don't feel like this person's in that place anymore where they're going to, reach out to you at 3 o'clock in the morning for a booty call. I do feel like this person's trying to come back with more so of a solid apology. And lastly, we have the blast from the past card. There we go. Someone or something, a situation from the past returns. Nostalgia out of the blue, old/older. I mainly feel like that's this person planning out their next move, reaching out to you. Maybe it has been a bit of time before the two of you have seen or spoken to one another. And I feel like with that out of the blue message on the card, this will feel very out of the blue. And I feel like part of the reason why is because for the most part, this person has felt a lot safer in the silence. So when this person finally breaks their silence, when this person comes back, tries to send you that 3 p.m. heartfelt message instead of a 3 a.m. what you do in text, it is going to come as a shock to you. You know, it is going to seem very out of nowhere. So I hope that this makes sense in some way, shape, or form, my pile threes. I would also say, too, like if we don't want to hear from this person again or anymore, then we could always preemptively block this person since they're planning out their next move. So there's that. That's always an option if we want to avoid this altogether. If it was too messy the first time around and we don't want to get back involved with this person. But for others, it does seem as though this person's going to be reaching out to you. It seems like this person's going to be apologizing and taking accountability, and hopefully like what this person's hoping for, let's say, is that the two of you can begin to rectify and work on the connection that the two of you shared. So I do hope that makes sense. Yet again, my pile threes, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend.